Ironman to me is the ultimate endurance event that you can complete as an individual person. I think it's something that's out there that everybody looks to, everybody who's a triathlete looks to as the way that they can really demonstrate to themselves, not to anybody else, but to themselves, that they actually can endure and complete something that is so difficult. And I know that was the appeal to me, was that I'm somebody who really likes to tackle challenges. And looking at that race that seemed so impossible to do and being able to find the path to do it told me that if I can do that, I can do almost anything that I put my mind to. And that's why it was such a tremendous goal to me. Hi, welcome to Coldwell Banker Pacific Properties. This is where I work. And come on in, I got a little bit of work to do, so why don't you come see? I'm responsible for the administrative side of the business, which includes marketing. So what we do in radio, newspaper, on the web, and what have you. You know, what I do for a living in a nutshell is that I help our agents help their clients buy and sell homes. See, what I was telling these guys, it's hard to sneak out early when they've got cameras. But anyway, I got to get a swim in before it gets dark, and that's the problem right now. Yeah, it gets dark so early that we can't get in a long enough swim before it's the sun, and the sun goes down really fast. Okay, off to swimming. I really believe that people do what it is that they want to do. And if they want to exercise, they'll find time to exercise. And if they don't want to, they'll come up with excuses. I believe that people watch a lot of TV and they don't say, I don't have any time to watch TV. But you see a lot of people say, I don't have time to exercise. So I really believe that if you make it a priority and something that you really want to do, you find the time. Some time, and then you'll be back. Okay, so we're going for 2,000. It would take Shelley about 45 minutes.
No, I don't think
It'll take me about an hour.
Unless you've gotten really slow. I've done nothing.
I keep thinking I've gotten faster, and then I look at my watch and I see that I'm as slow as ever. I decided to get into triathlons for a couple of reasons. And for one was that I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't really know. I knew a triathlon was 3 different things, swimming, running, and biking. But some of my friends have been saying for a while, well, why don't you come and, you know, we have a master's group. Why don't you come join and check it out and just sort of see what you think? And actually the way I got into it was not because of the physical challenge so much as it was for the camaraderie of triathlon training and the people that you get to meet. I've met a lot of people that I just love so much. because of meeting them. So that was the main reason. The other reason was that I was 49 years old and I was going to turn 50. And at that point it was, oh my God, I think I'm getting old. Maybe I can convince myself or trick myself into not being old if I can be athletic. So I think that was part of it. So I started a training group. I started training with Boca and Tri Fitness when I was 49. And I trained with them both because I started with Boca, and then I thought Boca was too hard, so then I signed up with Tri Fitness, and actually that was just as hard. But it gave me the flexibility of going back and forth between the two of them. And I trained for my first triathlon with them and did that right after my 50th birthday. Hey, 112 miles.
No good.
That one was
sort
not
of far.
Good, so, there's this one.
I've ridden 112 miles and then ran 9 miles afterwards, but I haven't ridden 112 miles and ran 26 miles after. So that's going to be interesting. Around the Big Island, gone over there to train a couple of times, and there's a killer wind at the end, right when you're tired on the bike. And so, first time I did it, I cried. So hopefully I won't cry this time.
So Lori qualified at the Honu Half Ironman. What's exciting for her and for us is that this is her first Ironman. And the Kona race is the World Championships. So it's really the Ferrari of all the races. And for us, we're trying to teach her to be able to coach her to go over there and complete the distance and be able to race it. So she's following Tim Marr's training plans, doing everything that he says. He's a professional, fastest guy on the island. And what we're excited about is going over there and seeing her perform in her first Ironman in the world's biggest stage.
This group that I'm with is training for Western Australia Ironman, which is December 5th outside of Perth, Australia. And that was my original goal. And when I qualified for Ironman, it was just sort of speeded up the objective a little bit and put some more pressure on. But I'm still going to decide after Ironman in Kona if I'm going to do Western Australia or not. So we'll see. So I'd like to do it with these guys, but I don't know if I can do it.
I have been training and sort of focusing on Kona Ironman for at least 2 years and heavily since January of 2009. And so I had done a long training weekend, like 3 weeks out from Ironman, and then I had one day when I needed to just run 10 miles. And I went out and I started to run, and within a half a mile, I had incredible pain in my left butt, my left glute, and that pain was to a point where I couldn't straighten out my leg and stride. I rested for a few days, I tried again, and I still couldn't run. And at that point I just freaked out. What am I going to do? How am I going to do this? I can't let this stop me. And the only thing you could do for it was physical therapy. Divorce when you have kids, I think, is the hardest thing that you can do to kids, because kids do not want a divorce. They want to see their family together. And as much as you can tell them that it's going to be a better thing for everybody, that's just not what kids want. Kids want mom and dad to be together. And I think that was the hardest thing, really having to deal with, was knowing that a divorce was going to create a big hiccup and, hurt the kids. I was first married to Guy McCarney. I got married right when I turned 20, and we were married for about 6.5 years. And then, frankly, I think that's what happens when you get married in your 20s. You grow up a lot in your 20s. And so we both changed. There was nothing, there was no animosity between us, but we really just sort of grew into different things as we grew up. And so after we divorced, then in about 4 years later, then I was remarried again to my husband, John Cox, who is the father of my 3 boys. And we were married for 20 years. And then after that, then we've been divorced about 5 years. So my older twins are 21 years old, and pretty much they drink and go out to parties from what I can tell from Facebook. But in addition to that, they're college students. Jake is one of my twins, and I call him my poet. He's very into literature, and he has curly hair like mine, and wears earrings and hats, and is very into into books and, culture and all of those things. I'm very proud of him. He goes to Santa Clara University. My other son, Tom, I'm very proud of in a different way. Tom has very much been somebody who has not had things come as easy to him, but he's worked really hard to make things happen. And he's currently at the University of Hawaii. He spent this last semester in London. He's in London right now and traveling around Europe. He's looking to major in business and into marketing, which will be fun, and I'll enjoy seeing him progress in that career. And then my youngest son is Jeff, and he was a happy surprise at the age of 41. I had thought, wow, it's great, I have twins, and now I'm done. And then you can get pregnant in your 40s. And so anyway, when Jeff came along, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to handle that very well. But when he came along, it was just wonderful. He was the cutest baby. And he hates me saying that, but everybody would always talk about how beautiful he is. And he's a very handsome young man. And I'm having a fun time seeing him grow from kid to tween, now to teenager, and his voice drop, and he's tall, he's 5'10" and 160 pounds, and really grow up. I'm really proud of him. He's had a difficult road, I think, between having type 1 diabetes, between having a divorced family, going from public school to private school, not having his brothers here all the time, having his granddad here with dementia and Alzheimer's, and he's a very good kid. I'm very proud of the way that he's been able to adapt to things. Okay. Can you wrap it up so we can get your set changed up?
Okay, sure.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Steven, I gotta go.
Okay, we'll do it
Yeah,
in
like, yeah, my mom wants me to go.
He said we were going to do what race next year?
Half marathon?
Hawaii half marathon.
Why? Oh.
So that'll be good. Did you rewind this, honey?
Yeah.
So this is the pump that has the insulin, and this is the piece that's going to go into Jeff's skin. All right, honey, you want to do it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Get out of the way here. Let's see. Type 1 diabetes is when your pancreas can't produce insulin, and usually most people, they can't help it. Well, all people with juvenile diabetes can't help it. It's also known as type 1. But I've lived with it since I was 20 months old, so almost 13 years.
Then you pull the needle out, and then the plastic part stays in with the insulin.
It's really hard to manage my blood sugar. I'm usually around the 200s mostly, which is not very good. I need to get that down somehow.
Really, this is what Jeff has to do until we can find a cure. I'm the president of the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation here in the Hawaii chapter, and so we raise money. We do a lot of things to raise money to go towards research to find a cure.
Morning, time to go get the aid station set up.
Is an interesting guy. On the surface, what I saw was a workaholic, and I really only knew that one side of him, really. As I got to know him, what I found was somebody that was really into family and very caring and very sensitive. Rick, I know he loves me very much, and I know that he wants me to achieve what I want to do, and that means a whole lot. That kind of support is incredible. I wish everybody had that.
You know, Lori and I met at work, and it was a very professional relationship, and nothing ever became of it at work. But I think from the first time I met her, there was a connection. There was something about her that really connected with me, and we always seemed to be talking to each other. Anytime we were at a function, anytime we were at a social event, we always wound up talking together, and really became really good friends. And it was a really good situation, really, I don't know how to describe it, but it was just a really good feeling.
I have to run back and get Rick.
No, I don't really train with Lori. Lori's at a totally different level than I am. She's definitely a much better athlete than me, so we don't really train together that much, but I do support her whenever I can in her training and in her races, and likewise she does that for me. But when we train with different groups of people. She's really at a different level than I am.
Okay, I hope he's not too far back.
Yeah, I have run with her. But usually when I run with her, it's after she's done a big race or something and she's more tired and she's running slower, then I can run with her.
Sorry, he's gonna get you!
We're gonna do a warm-up, down to the pole, and then we're gonna break it up into basically 5 100s or so from the pole all the way to the far end. And then from the far end, I wanna do a full 500 for time. So from the far pole back to the middle pole, straight 500. I want you guys to push it on the 100s and get recovery, 30 seconds to a minute recovery. And then when you hit the 500, I want you to try to hold that same pace that you swam in the 100s for the full 500. And then we'll come back doing some drills from the middle pole back to here, doing some drills and doing some shorter pickups, maybe like 25s or so. And then back to here. So full 2K. Run off for the challenge.
Yeah, good.
Swimming, I have worked with everybody. If you ask any swim coach, they probably know me because I've gone to them. And I just don't understand why I'm not a better swimmer, because I think I'm a pretty good athlete. But the swimming is just eluding me. And I have everybody, I think they're all telling me basically the same thing, but something's not connecting between my brain and my body. So I've worked with everybody that I can possibly think of. And it actually has helped me in my racing. In my racing, what I find is that I think about when I'm swimming, I'm thinking about my stroke. I'm thinking about, am I entering in the right place? Am I really getting a good catch? Am I finishing? Am I rolling too far? Am I rolling too much? And maybe I'm thinking too much a little bit. But the good thing that I find is that as slow as I am, and I'm not totally awful, I'm just slow. But anyway, swimming is something that still continues to elude me, and really sort of getting this under my belt. Next time on Try Hard.
Okay, so I come to master swimming to try to get better at swimming because I suck. Or I shouldn't say I suck. It's my weakest. Swimming's my weakest thing.
Wow, was this the ultimate goal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really lucky that I qualified. It's one of those things where you go, yay, I got it. And then you go, oh no, I got it.
Legs. Build without a board. Next, 50 drill. It's your 5-count drill. Okay, now Brent, Ironman people, Lori, as your leader, you're locking that body into.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, that was great.
Sometimes that's the longest hour.